Ajay Sharma now. He's tracking that big story we were just discussing a short time back about how Nitin Chugh has stepped down as managing director and CEO of Ujjivan Finance Small Bank. In fact, it's the second high-level exit that you're seeing in recent times. Hi, Ajay.
Good morning, Nintara. In fact, I clearly remember when in 2019 Nitin Chugh was selected by Mr. Ghosh as the new CEO, or his appointment was announced. We broke that story here on ET Now, and last evening came as a surprise. In fact, I spoke to a host of stakeholders from the regulator side, from the big shareholders of Ujjivan, and there is a lot of curiosity because it did come as a surprise, Nitin Chugh's stepping down. So let's pose some of those questions which the investing community, people who track this space very closely, are wanting to ask the management or know from the management. Mr. Samit Ghosh is joining us over here on ET Now to dispel a lot of doubts and clear a lot of confusion in the mind of the market. Mr. Ghosh, good morning, and thank you so much for coming and joining us this early morning. This came as a bit of a surprise. It was sudden last evening. What are your preliminary, yes, we've gone through the press release issued by you, but I just want to know a little more perspective or the conversations you may have had with Mr. Chugh when this decision was being taken, because it comes under the circumstances and the backdrop of a lot of earlier exits, your CFO just a while back and a few others. So clearly people and your shareholders are a bit worried.
Yeah, good morning. Frankly, yes, the timing of Nitin's departure also came to a little bit of surprise to us. But, we've faced a very challenging times over the last 1 year. And I think there's a lot of pressure on the management. And, especially the last quarter results also were very poor. I think all this added together, Nitin decided that he needs to take a time off. And frankly, that came to a surprise to us also. But this gives us an opportunity to rebuild Ujjivan the way we envisaged. And we are working on that. We have been also working on strengthening the board of the bank significantly for the last few months. So we are pleased to inform you that Mr. Nambiar, ex-CMD of Andhra Bank, is going to join the board, and we are going to nominate him for the chair of the board. I have the holding company, which owns 83% of Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, has nominated me to be a common director, specifically to look at the portfolio quality issues and also this high attrition among, which has been taking place in the last 6 months, especially of people who built Ujjivan, and we want to make sure that we put a stop to that and rebuild that. And finally,
yes,
I'll be working very closely for the reverse merger process,
right,
which will require close coordination between the holding company
yes,
and the bank.
Mr. Ghosh, are you making a case that, 2019 and till now, it's a short period to judge anybody's performance, and especially when it was marred by a unique, one of its kind event of COVID, which must have, led to extremely big disruption and impact on your overall financials, and we saw some of it in the quarter gone by. That pressure mounted so much that Mr. Chugh was forced to take a decision. And also, what about last 6-8 months? A lot of people who have been instrumental in building the company have left. A lot of operational people have left.
Right.
Board of director level people. So let me come upfront on it. There is a concern in the mind of shareholders that the new management or the management which have been chosen, professional run management, and the old management, the founders, had some sort of difference of opinion the way things are being run. Would you like to dispel that?
No, I don't think there was any old management, new management, anything to do with that. But certainly the holding company, of which I am the chairman, and we have a lot of our directors from early times, Mr. Rawamurthy, Sunil Patel, Abhijit Sen, etc., have been very concerned about the portfolio quality problem for last 1 year, So it's not a personal issue or a management issue or anything. It's not that we forced Nitin to resign. That was his personal decision. As I told you, it came as a surprise to us also. So I don't think that is an issue, but certainly we were very concerned over two issues. One is the portfolio quality problem and how is it being managed, and how, because we've always been a very conservative organization, We have upfront all recognized all our problems and tried to resolve that. And secondly, there has been a high level of attrition among a lot of our people who were business leaders, in our over the last 6 months and 1 year in Ujjivan. And we were very concerned about that because these people are the ones who built Ujjivan. So it's not a question of any personality conflict or anything like that. These were certainly our areas of concern.
Sure. Mr. Ghosh, just one last word, because you spoke about it, and that is also something in the minds of the shareholders, that the quarter gone by saw a very unusual spike in in fact, it was a loss and the provisions also shot up. NPAs were almost nudging 10% mark. The way you are also acknowledging this fact that there was pressure building up, can the shareholders, should they make up their mind for some more pressure, additional pressure, some surprise elements in coming quarter as well, and the need for front-loading the provisioning which you're talking about?
No, I think, last quarter, Ujjivan took a lot of provision and consequently had a big loss. But this quarter also, we have to see, it may be a very challenging quarter. So we may have to take additional provisions. But one thing we want to make sure is that we clean up our books, and the following quarter onwards, we start performing very well. But this current quarter may be a big challenge. We have to see that.